Good morning and welcome to Friday's edition of Channel Sport This Morning. I'm Tayo Salam.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Cecilia Mogbe, and of course, it's one day to go. Nigeria and Algeria, the game, it's going to be tomorrow right there in Uyo. And the Super Eagles are ready. Just one more day after today, and tomorrow the game will start.
Tomorrow is the game, Cecilia. Tomorrow is the game. Yeah, I can wait as well too. I imagine the players are champing at the beats as well too to get on the pitch and get all 3 points.
They don't have a choice. And of course, the Algerians are in town. They landed yesterday, and they actually came with their food, their pillows, everything you can think of. So these guys, the Desert Forces, are showing that they're really ready for the Super Eagles in the game tomorrow for the World Cup qualifiers.
They're not leaving any stone unturned.
At all.
At all. I mean, everything they brought. We all know the politics, you know, in African football and everything, so they're not taking chances at all. Their peers, they're very ready for that very important World Cup qualifier against Nigeria. Fair play to them. Also on the show, from football we go to basketball. Cecilia, this is, I mean, after that very uneasy, you know, meeting between President Obama and Donald Trump yesterday, eventually got to honor the Cleveland Cavaliers, you know, NBA champions for 2015-2016. They visited the White House, and expectedly it was a great reception for the Cavs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for him to have referred to them as the world champions, it shows that the Cavs are really the best. Yeah, he said, come on, this is NBA basketball in the US. This is no FIBA, you know.
Yeah,
but I understand what he was trying to say.
The NBA is the best league in the world, right? So whoever wins it are the world champions. That's how that's how they promote their thing, you know. So you can't really you know, blame them. The Cavs are the world champions. I mean, that particular final against the Golden State Warriors, 3-1 down.
You know what that means? And come back.
They weren't supposed to win that particular match. They weren't supposed to win. But we'll talk a lot more about the reception later on, because right now we have to focus on the games that were played early this morning. Cecilia, the Golden State Warriors, seems that
Steph Curry again.
Yeah, they're really playing well.
7 3-pointers. Got 3 points.
Incredible player,
Incredible
right? Incredible. What a player he is. I mean, it was a very convincing win for them over the Denver Nuggets. That one ended 125-101. Steph Curry, like Cecilia mentioned, you know, was on fire. He had 33 points in that particular match. No surprises at all, Cecilia.
In 30 minutes, emphasize that. 7 assists and 5 rebounds.
No surprises at all. It's Steph Curry, and that's why it's the reigning,
so much from him.
It's the reigning MVP. So, I mean, I'm not surprised at all.
What's happening to Kevin Durant? 16 points only. Klay Thompson had more than him, 19 points.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, Cecilia. It doesn't really matter.
What matters is that they won.
What matters is they win, and what matters is they continue to achieve that chemistry. It is very important, you know, going on into the season. There were all the games that were played as well too, Cecilia. The Los Angeles Lakers. Yep. Wow, what a team. Lou Williams, you know, came off the bench to score 21 points as they beat the Sacramento Kings 101-91. Very, very convincing. Cecilia, I know it's still early days, okay, but the Lakers are looking really good compared to what we saw last year, where it was a losing record. This year,
worst in the history.
Exactly. But this year they have a record of 5-4, 5 wins and 4 losses. Winning record, still early days, long way to go, but they look really good under Luke Walton.
Yeah, but somehow you're actually saying that they would not be able to get to the playoffs because the West is very, very tight and all that. All the teams are actually playing so well. Yes. But I think the way they started, I mean, being able to bounce back from last season and into this season, starting on a good note, so to speak. I think the Lakers can easily sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think. Now go to
I understand why you say that, Cecilia, but they're playing like a team.
Yes.
That's very important.
So you don't actually have a superstar in the team, so it's better. Sometimes it's better.
Sometimes it works in your way, because all the 4 starters, with exception of Low Deng, scored in double figures.
Exactly.
I mean, so that helps.
When you put everything together, which is really cool. Now we'll talk about Chicago Bulls now and Miami Heat. Dwayne Wade at Chicago Bulls made his first game as a visitor in Miami. He had 13 points.
They won.
Yeah,
they won. That's what matters. It's all about getting the wins in your column now, getting wins in the column, and that's what they did. 98-95 over the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are unrecognizable from what we knew them a few years ago. There's no LeBron, there's no Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Everything's all gone.
Okay. It's no longer no big 3 anymore.
No big 3 anymore.
So you can find them where?
Yeah, you can say that.
The Warriors.
Lastly, the New Orleans and Pelicans finally got the first win of the season. Anthony Davis scored 32 points. He's been playing really well, but they kept on losing. But they got the first win now. Now they've 1 win and 8 losses. It's not good enough for a team that you expected a lot from going into the season. Perhaps they will kick on from here now, Cecilia.
Yeah, definitely that's the way it's going to be. Now we talked about President Barack Obama actually welcoming the Cavs to the White House. Let's just enjoy how that pans out immediately after Donald Trump had left the White House. That was when that one happened yesterday.
Welcome to the White House, and give it up for the world champion Cleveland Cavaliers. That's right, I said world champion and Cleveland in the same sentence. They start winning their first 10 games in the playoffs, setting record after record for three-point shooting. But obviously what this all comes down to is a team that for the first time in NBA history comes back from being down 3-1 in the finals. The first team in history to dig themselves out of a hole like that. When you see LeBron James, it is not just his power and his speed and his vertical. It is his unselfishness. It is his work ethic. It is his insistence on always making the right play. It is his determination, all of which makes him one of the great players of all time. And you saw it in those last 3 games. Put up some of the most staggering statistics in finals history. He did it the year before, despite injuries, dragging his team along to make a very competitive series. You saw it when this kid from Akron broke down and fell to his knees when he realized that he had finally fulfilled a promise that he had made all those years ago and delivered that championship back to Northeast Ohio.
So from the 2016 World Champion Cleveland Cavaliers, we wanted to present this 16 Obama jersey.
I like this.
Come on, guys, you got anything else?
Now, the only thing is, though, these sleeves get tight. Can I tear these out?
You can rip them.
Can I rip them?
You can rip them.
Ron rips it? Yeah. I'll show you exactly how to do it. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, that's a good one for the Cavs. You know, he said something about starting with the first 10 games win in the playoffs and all that, record 3-point shooting. I think the focus was actually on LeBron James.
I mean, yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah, so you can say that. I mean, that's why he's the best player, arguably, in the league, you know, along with the likes of Steph Curry and James Harden and the likes as well. Cecilia, like I said, they weren't supposed to win that particular final.
Wait, did you just mention LeBron James Harden?
Yeah,
they're not in the same class. Come on now.
No, but seriously, they weren't supposed to win that final, Cecilia, not at all. But they showed great character to come back from 3-1. I imagine Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, they still have nightmares about that particular final. I mean, they had it in their hands and they just let it go.
Let it go.
And that's why they are not the ones visiting the White House. That's why the Cavs.
They can't do it consecutively like
why
that.
Why not? They could have done it. They had every chance to do it. They set a record, you know, season in the regular season, you know, winning the most games ever in NBA history. You know, you go 3-1 up in the final and you trade away against the Cavs. So they have themselves to blame for that particular one. But for the Cavaliers, it's looking good again for them. It looks like it's going to be.
They've lost just 1 game this season.
Exactly, and it looks like they will get to the final of the Eastern Conference again, and it looks like they will be playing the Warriors in the final again. But it was good
I'll mark this day.
It was good to see
11-16, yeah.
It was good to see President Obama smiling, though.
11-16. Okay, now we'll talk about effort now.
It was good to see President Obama smiling.
It's good
after that
smiling.
meeting with...
he smiled after the meeting. Did you listen to him?
No, that was very uneasy.
You know, it wasn't supposed to be 15 minutes, but it lasted close to an hour.
Did you see his face? Did you see the body language? No, I wasn't enjoying that.
I'm not a politician. So we'll take a look at Formula 1 now. And if Hamilton gets to win today, it's going to go down to the final race. Right? That's how it's going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, the scenario is very clear. Still a 19-point lead for Nico Rosberg ahead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. So if he wins in Brazil, he's going to become the champion. Whatever happens to Lewis Hamilton, it's not going to matter. Nico Rosberg will be champion for the very first time. So, but we've seen in the last couple of races now that Hamilton is not ready to just give up on his title without a fight. He's won the last two. And I'm only surprised, I'm sure he's going into this particular race as well to aiming to win in Brazil. He has never won in Brazil before, so he doesn't have that on the side. He doesn't have that experience. He doesn't know what it takes to win that particular Grand Prix. But you can't really mount because of that, because he's a great competitor. And the last time we spoke about Rosberg, I told you he's got two options to take. It's either he goes all out, he's very aggressive, in Brazil and goes for the win, or he should just take his time, probably finish second or third, and take it down to the wire in Abu Dhabi.
And it doesn't show that there's no mechanical failure or no great focus on anything, because whatever happens there, just like you're throwing it away like the Warriors did.
Exactly. So he's going to have to make that choice. And he's been speaking ahead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and it's very interesting to see which option he's decided to take.
Which option? The option is just to go for a win and just take it as easy as much. He wasn't the only one talking at the press conference. So many issues happen in the Mexican Grand Prix and all that. Why some players were actually fine. Podium was changed more like twice. Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen, all of that. At the end of the day, somehow, well, they had to face some fines, but they were not really happy about that, right?
No, of course they're not. I mean, no one likes to be demoted. That's the aftermath as a result of what happened at the Mexican Grand Prix. So all these drivers, they've been, speaking ahead of the Brazilian Grand Prix as Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen, Nico Rosberg, as well as Lewis Hamilton. Let's listen to them.
Feeling great, of course, because it's awesome to be fighting the World Championship with 2 races to go. And yeah, so excited about the weekend, looking forward to it, and of course going to try and go for the win.
And Lewis?
Yeah, well, I've had lots of great mixed experiences here, so it's a real challenge to come here and try and win for the first time. Something that Nico and obviously Felipe has experienced in the past. So that's my goal, and nothing really to lose.
The principal difference between the two was simply that in Lewis's case it was felt that he didn't gain any lasting advantage, and in Max's case he did. You can see that Lewis makes a small mistake at the beginning, cuts across, gains significant track advantage, but then sets about giving that back immediately. And you can see on the straight he backs off to 80% throttle to give that advantage back, because obviously he's got a significant advantage there. And then about a minute later the safety car's deployed and that advantage is gone completely. So the stewards felt no lasting advantage. On the other hand, with the case with Max and Sebastian, if Max had done the same thing on the straight between turn 3 and 4, he would certainly have lost the place. So I think that's why the stewards felt that deserved a penalty, because the driver had gained a lasting advantage.
Yeah, well, of course I don't agree with the decision, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference, does it? I mean, I've got a penalty. I think if you give penalties, give it to both, or you don't give any penalties. But I think what we need to maybe change for the future is that once you go off, it should be a penalty on its own, instead of the stewards should interfere into that and decide a penalty. So I think we need to come up with a solution that once you go off, that should be the penalty on its own.
Well, obviously I don't agree with the decision that was made. I think I moved over once to defend my position. After that, I think gave Daniel enough room on the inside, kept the car straight for more than the majority of the braking. So I think the reason why, in my point of view, Daniel locked up so bad is because there was no grip on the inside, and it's something that, I think we all knew. I mean, there were people locking up on other corners when they were off line, so I think it actually looks a bit worse than it was. I don't think it was actually dangerous for Daniel at that point, but okay, had to deal with the decision.